Swamico, correct? Swamico.
Yep, Swamico.
Swamico, Wisconsin. And we're talking with JR, is it Schoenfeld?
Yep, that's right.
For two. Here at the Chives Restaurant, he's the owner of Chives Restaurant. So thanks for being on the program today, JR.
No problem.
Now, you guys opened up this restaurant when?
About 10 years ago.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I opened it because I moved to Green Bay and there wasn't any place. I moved here to run Lambeau Field Food Service.
Right.
And there wasn't any place that I like to eat, so I opened up a place that I'd want to eat at. Now I rarely ever eat here. I just work.
So they're one of those guys too where you go home and you don't want to cook at home either?
Yeah, I don't want to cook, so I end up eating Stouffer's macaroni and cheese or White Castle frozen hamburgers.
Burger King is right down the block, I suppose.
Why don't you just have some of your guys make you something to take home sometime then?
You know, you always think of it, but you're never hungry until you leave.
Yeah.
You know, you're around the food all day long and you're never hungry until you leave.
Yeah. So give us a little bit about your background. Give us a little bit of information.
You know, I've been cooking for a long time. I started, I cooked my way through college in New Orleans. And then when I was done with college, I stayed in the food industry. So I ended up going to New England Culinary Institute. And I waited tables a lot in New Orleans too, and then started cooking. And since then, I've been everywhere from New Orleans to Alaska to the East Coast, a little bit everywhere. I was the executive chef for Stone Mountain Resort Ski Area. I worked for Dartmouth College and the Hanover Inn. I opened various restaurants. I've just been a little bit everywhere.
So then how did you get here to Green Bay?
I moved here to run Lambeau Field for the Packers, and then the company I worked for lost, after about 3 years, they lost the contract and I didn't want to move. So I worked for a company out of Houston and did huge events, PGA golf events, music festivals, Ben & Jerry's, Cirque du Soleil. I set up the large-scale catering for them. Then I got sick of the road and then opened Chives.
You have cooked in the South, you've cooked in the North. It sounds like you cooked in kind of the Midwest area too. Mm-hmm. How is food seasoned here compared to the South and the North? I gotta believe there's a difference.
There's a locavore thing nowadays where you want to use what you have local, and the problem in Wisconsin is you can really only use a lot of local, 6 months of the year, so you have 6 months that you don't. And really with the way FedEx is and produce companies and meat companies nowadays, something's in season everywhere in the world. Obviously you want to stay within fresh fish realms and things like that, but style of food, as regional as it is, you can bring in different flavors from all over.
Because folks like
because they like the little flair,
the variation. Sure.
But still, you still have a style. My style, I cook a lot of. I'm from the East Coast, so the majority of the fish that I use is New England fish. Sure. A lot of the styles that I use is there, and I like a little bit of the Low Country, Louisiana, North Carolina, and that home food. Not a lot of ingredients. I don't do a lot of Asian and stuff like that, but we do a lot of. Chives is a little different. We make everything: bread, ice cream, pastries.
Oh, really?
Stock, sauces. There's nothing that we serve that we don't make here.
This is why you need 30 people in the kitchen.
We have. It's kind of unique, and people are surprised. We're not even really in Green Bay. We're in Swamico, but we're still win, top restaurant in Green Bay or whatever for 10 years running. Mm-hmm. I think it's because we put extra effort into only fresh fish, only fresh product, and make everything ourselves.
And you worked with it. You worked. Obviously, you mentioned that you cooked with or for the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah.
How did that opportunity open up?
Well, it was just, they needed someone to run their food service, feed the team, and run concessions and skybox catering, and I was hired to do that. And over the years, I've created a good relationship with them. A lot of the players eat here.
That's what we hear.
We heard a lot of the offensive line comes in on Thursdays.
Yeah, there's days that they come in as groups, and then it's one of Aaron Rodgers' favorite restaurants, so everyone's always coming to want to see him.
Hoping that he's going to be here.
Yeah, but he comes at specific times.
You probably keep him back here anyway, don't you?
No, he actually knows where he's going to sit, and if it's really busy, we call him and tell him, and he walks right back to his table in the back room.
Really?
Oh, sure.
Sure.
Cool.
So then, when somebody like that comes in, do you make a special menu for them, or do they have to order up the menu?
No, they order whatever they want. Everyone gets good food. We obviously take care of those guys too. Mm-hmm. But you know, Aaron likes, he's kind of spoiled. He likes his steak cut, so we cut it for him. You know, and there's the kind of potato that he likes that we make sure we always have.
What's the potato?
You know, Papas Bravas. It's a Spanish potato that's fried with this sauce and pepper sauce on it.
Get out of town.
No, it's really good. It's a good potato.
How
He eats it
often?
with everything he gets.
How often does your menu change?
Every day.
Oh, really?
We have a core
It's
menu
not a
that
set
stays
menu?
the
Okay.
same. We have a core menu that stays the same, and then we have our menu that changes every day. That usually has about 8 to 10 items on it that change daily.
So how do you decide what you're going to make?
Whatever. I mean, I was at Cruiser Dan's today, and he had good cherry tomatoes, so we're using his
that's
cherry
the core.
tomatoes tonight.
Okay.
And we have a vegetable guy locally that every Tuesday, he lets us know kind of on Friday for ordering purposes, but every Tuesday he brings in everything fresh in the garden, and that's what we set our menu for the week.
So, so then what is your favorite thing to cook? What do you like?
You know, I don't cook as much behind the line. I just kind of tell them what to do a little bit more now and expedite. But I like everything. I mean, it really, anything that I know the story of. If it's food that I know where it came from, there's a lady that I buy fish from occasionally on the East Coast that she'll call me up and say, there's a fisherman on his way in with some halibut, do you want some? And yeah, and the next day a FedEx box will show up with 2 big halibut in it from the East Coast with the name of the fisherman, the boat, how he was 22 years old. I love
Really?
that. I love to know where my food came from, you know, or like we have a pig. You know, we just got a pig on Friday, and all summer long we've been saving our scraps of vegetables and all the food and everything, and then as the farmer drops off our vegetables, we give him our scraps to go and feed our pig.
To feed your pig.
And then we just got our pig, and then we took the pig and we made Virginia country hams out of it. We have
Becomes
curing.
okay.
They'll be ready in a couple months. We make our own pork belly. We make sausage. We do that. So I really like food that I know where it came from and what we did, and that we played a part in it.
It looks like you have a fairly large staff. Where do you find these folks? Where does your core work members come from?
The majority of my cooks start when I train myself. I don't like people with a lot of experience, although I get people from school sometimes. But most of them have been with me for a long time. You know, the manager of the restaurant started washing dishes for me. Now he's the manager. Ramundo, my daytime guy who makes all my bread and does that, has been with me since the day he opened, and he wasn't a cook when he started. And then, you know, my son has been cooking with me for a long time. He's on Martha's Vineyard for the summer. Then he goes to Europe for a month to train a little bit, and then we're opening up another restaurant that he's going to run. But all my staff is pretty much kids that I create a relationship with. You know, Chives is a different place. This summer we rented cabins and we all go on vacation together. We go somewhere in the winter too. You know, we'll close the restaurant. We rented cabins and went up on my boat and went away for 4 days. You know, and we do things like that.
You're right. This is a different restaurant. Why don't you tell people about the chef's table concept?
What we do is we have, you know, there's a lot of people that do tasting menus and chef tables, but as you can see, we're in the kitchen, and we actually bring people in the kitchen and just have them sit, and we feed them, you know, 6 to 8 courses of whatever we feel like cooking that day. And you know, today I think they have a tempura fried veal sweetbread, a little local tomato salad. Then they have a scallop with corn succotash pork belly, a crab crusted hake, and then a little petite grass-fed beef medallion with foie gras on top of it, and then a lemon semolina cake with local plums and Cabernet. Yeah, that's what we're doing for them tonight.
How many chefs do you have that work? Say your evening shift, like say looking around. How many do you have?
Cooks.
3 cooks.
3 cooks. Yeah.
3 cooks.
3 cooks, 2 dishwashers, and a pastry person. Someone that does pastries and desserts.
So I see you have cookbooks up here. You have some of the same cookbooks I have to use. We're a different
You know, no, we use them a lot. I don't. It's not really for recipes. It's for
I got to cook with
ideas.
Emerald. Did you know that?
It's pretty neat.
It was alright. I handed them things.
It's more of the fact that, you know, you're stumped. You have some vegetables. You don't know what to do with it. You just have like a little brain seizure and you're not sure what to do, and you pull out a couple cookbooks and start flipping through and get ideas. Very rarely do we do something identical to the book, but we might do a component or use a piece of it or do something just to
get creative
agreement or to spur your creativity.
So then do you watch Food Network and Cooking Channel and those kind of things too?
Sometimes.
You're like, when? I'm here all the time.
You know, I like some of the Ramsay ones, but the ones where he fixes restaurants.
Like Kitchen Nightmares?
Yeah, I like Kitchen Nightmares. And
what about like the Kitchen Impossible with Robert Irvine?
No, he bugs me.
Get that guy out of here.
He's that good of a cook.
Get that guy out of here, yeah.
What do you think he'd say if he walked into your restaurant? You still find something wrong?
That's fine. I mean, this cooks. You know, some cooks really get along, some cooks don't. And you know, I think I get along with Anthony Bourdain or guys like that, but Robert Irvine's a little too hardcore for me.
He's pretty much show, I think. Anyway, yeah. He's there for TV, and that's about it. I think. So. Yeah. Cool.
So give us some, before we get done with you, give us some cooking tips. Some little bitty things, or maybe some simple recipes.
You know something? If it tastes bad,
Quit
add
it.
salt first, and that's usually 99% of the time what the problem is not enough salt.
Yeah.
Or if it's too rich, I use a lot of lemon juice. Use a lot of lemon juice and things.
To lighten it up.
But really, it's simple. Use local, fresh ingredients and use salt and pepper. A lot of people ask, why is your steak so good? And it's like, we don't do anything but we season it well, we cook it, and let it rest. You know, but most people get too in-depth in cooking instead of being simple, and that's where the fault usually is, by adding too many things or trying to do too much. The least you do and season well, and you'll usually have a good product.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
What's your favorite meat product to cook with? Is it pork? Is it beef? Is it lamb? Or you could even go over to the fish side if you chose. But I'm curious about that.
You know, I really don't have a favorite. It's whatever. I mean, whatever seasonal. You know, I love in the winter. It depends on the season. In the winter, I love doing, you know, lamb necks. Lamb necks are one of my favorite things to use in the winter. One, they're cheap, they're great, they taste good. Oxtail, beef cheeks. I like braising pieces.
I've not heard of that stuff. So it's
in the winter, I do a lot of that. In the summer, I pork belly, fish. You know, a little bit more on the fresher types of ingredients. You know, but it's really whatever's in season, whatever's nice, whatever I can get fresh. I don't have a favorite.
awesome.
I get excited when something comes into the kitchen, you know, that's new and we haven't had for a while. That's my favorite thing. Whatever's new and fresh and nice in the kitchen.
Do you do many things like just basic soups, or are they exotic soups? I'd have to believe
no,
knowing
I mean,
you.
we're more fresh. You know, Raimundo makes a lot of our soups, and he gets in a routine. Whatever I teach him is what he makes. You know, we have really good soup here. We don't have the soup where this is leftover, we're going to make soup out of it. We order things for soup, or have them.
Sure.
You know, I think today we have garden vegetable and cheddar ale. You know, so.
Cheddar ale. Like a beer cheese? Fancy
Beer cheese.
Okay.
Beer cheese soup.
She's going to coach you.
Sheets were
You
on.
don't know?
Yeah, this is yesterday.
She coached you.
All right, well, thanks for being on with us. Is there anything else that you think we should know about Chives?
Chives, just a great place. Make a reservation, especially on a weekend if you come.
Yeah, what's a girl got to do to get a table?
I don't know, come early or late.
Make a reservation, you said.
Make a reservation, come early or late.
Well, thanks for being on with us, JR.
Thank you.